Hmm. Record.
Shall I use slide?
Record. Talk.
Okay.
What is that and other things? Definitely, we will be able to come to know about quality engineering led in fintechs startup in Amsterdam, which is 10 years in QA, 5 in automation, dev test, sec ops, whatever. Big fan of serverless, free time.
No. What is Cypress? Cypress is one of the open community they're developing for the automation framework as a serverless right now in the market. So serverless means everything automate in the web browser itself. There's no need of server base like a Selenium server is a middleware. No need for that taking the help, then automate your web page. This Cypress community developed, which is a fast browsing automation framework that inbuilt in the browser itself. Server will be loaded into the serverless programming. They can make the automate in the web page itself. So there will be some cross-platform also in the competition in the market. But right now we are talking about Cypress, highly demanding. So what are the frameworks? How we are going to do work with the Cypress? We can see next slide step by step. So what is Cypress? What is the behind technology to run your programming for the do automation frameworks, which is replaced by the Java with Selenium. So we are looking to that as a Cypress support for the majorly framework for the programming language. Do you know very basic things about the JavaScript? That basics fundamental that you can automate your framework in Cypress framework in your flow. So what is going to give with JS especially? So developers are using for the JS for the front end development, especially UI base. Then this Cypress same integrated with the JS with do automation as a competition for this with Java with Selenium that plays take over right now. So there's almost 30 to 40% all migrated projects Selenium framework to Cypress right now in the market because JS is a very can understand by the programming language that can understanding and we can learn very quick manner. But that add into the boost there is a framework for that need to learn the Cypress technology. So what are the we can automate? We can automate single layer applications. We can automate API thing automation. We can do the if you more about the integrated other parties, we can do automation of the debugging for the JavaScript base in the mobile automation also. Why Cypress? See, Cypress is an open source platform, first point, and we have do serverless programming, and there is a no much money required for the open source, but logic we need to write very less and very lightweight. They can load in the browser itself. We can automate API base what we are talking about server based thing, and we can do the automation UI based thing, functional based thing. Then we can conduct the developer like a developer unit testing we can do. This all of together as a Cypress is very comfortable learn the language very compared to other technology. This is a very comfortable and very easy manner to learn this. And nowadays, why Cypress moving to the migrated to Selenium framework to Cypress base? Because lightweight, we learn very fast. If you want that the setup, no need plugin lot of thing you need to maintain in your framework, especially. So, what are the frameworks they're going to support with Cypress with JS? The framework actually we can use. We know already we are working for the Selenium with TestNG for the hybrid framework. They are using parallel testing actually. Then Selenium with Java with BDD we are using that we call as a behavior development framework that is called as a genuine. Same thing fundamental will be repeat the same fundamental any framework in the automation, but we are using another framework. There is a unit test and a JUnit also. We need to perform the what are the actual behavior of the previous modification that feature need to test by the Cypress. Okay, what are the Cypress framework going to give the some of JS? Mocha is one of the framework for the Cypress. We will integrate third parties. Then Chai is one of the framework. They integrated to both of them. Then how to do, what are the plugins need to do with your Cypress? So what are the comparison with Selenium with Cypress right now? So especially when you're loading to the automation of the Selenium, automatically that request go to the web browser server, then it's going to load in the web page. Then will be take time at least narrow down to that what are the buffering time actually. So but in Cypress not like that. Everything will be integrated inside the Google development tool itself. No need run, we need run by the entire programming itself, compiling and debugging everything in the browser inside. That is the beautiness of the Cypress. We can debug straight away. So another thing nowadays, every technology depending as a front-end technology, React JS or Angular JS. So that technology is suitable for this automation, especially client server side. We can do automatically, very fast manner and very easily. We can set up times and every segment is the same thing, but according to the JS programming, according to Java programming, maybe going to change the debugging skills, is going to change your waiting period of the automation, CD pipeline, maybe little bit slightly different, but you need to plug in everything how according to you are doing Java Selenium. That same I'm going to repeat here also. So we are talking about three things of the Cypress. We are using Mocha framework, right? That's we can conduct by the developer, like developer end. We can do the unit testing. When you're doing your test inside your local, we can conduct unit testing as level of your automation frameworks. Scripting we need to convert as a unit testing. Then multiple testing together, multiple testers, or we are going to use that as a level of modules wise. We can use integration testing inside what you are doing as a automation framework, Mocha or some any other framework which is supporting by the Cypress. Then find end-to-end testing. We can conduct the automation with API with combination of the automation UI. Then mobile also will support. So this all one flow can do end-to-end the Cypress itself. How we can do, for example, I'm taking upload functionality. So how we can do that in Cypress? So there is a fundamental use for the syntax, general syntax anywhere. We are using one fundamental as a describe. Describe nothing but how we are using in Java. We are using some annotations how we are using in Java. So that functionality we are saying use as a describe terminology in the Cypress flow, that is into the JavaScript based combination. So we can use driver dot find element like that in the Selenium Java. We are using here SCY, that extension we can use to call any that imports. We can use CY with extension what you want. For example, I need to launch one browser, CY dot get. We want post one query into the API base. So I can take Cypress, so extension with cy dot root what you want, that you can post what are the URL what you are expecting. So this is very easily understand. You can do the automation very perfect manner with less code and effective manner with small syntaxes. But if I want to convert same thing in Java, almost will take see here maybe you're getting only 13 line of code. If you convert the same functionality in Java, we'll get more plugins. It's going to take up to 20 of lines of code. So that make as a unit testing as a makes sense. We can reduce the code, we can do effective manner. When you are going performing the individual testing, this is a very good factor to the Cypress. Then integration test. Integration testing nothing but we are integrated multiple one or more models we are going to do automate. What are the functions you have? See here, I am showing one slide here. We want to the login in the one web page element. So that element I need to use anywhere. So entire my functionality I can use as an individual, I can use as a unit test. So I can use mix of them, reusability of the code, major thing in the Cypress. I can use the describe as one of the future you are able to see that functionality. I can recall that into the other module workflow. So that I need to put integrated reusability of thing. I need to describe less code with multiple modules. I can reusable as a integration testing for the framework as a Mocha framework. So end-to-end test nothing but same thing. For example, I developed my entire code in Selenium Java. We can use lot of folder structure, lot of supporting files, and lot of suits I need to maintain. If I want loss everything, so I can manage. I need to rebuild my everything my own in my Selenium project. But in Cypress, just use one Cypress command. In that you can upgrade your packages easily. It can load in your project straight. Some packages will be going to import. Is there any new updates come the picture? This workflow we need to maintain easily comparing the Selenium Java. And if you make breakdown to the lot of flows into the small flows, we can do the automate very fast manner. That into the unit testing, that is integration testing. With API combination also we can do perform well. That we call as a MVC framework actually in the unit testing for the developers. And combination of the hybrid framework, the combination of we can use a UI based test suits and API test suite we mix together. We can do end-to-end testing that we can perform with Cypress. So we already discussed this about the third parties platforms, right? That platforms may be used some offer integrated inside the tool. For example, I can use BDD in Selenium Java. I can use the third party integration good to show my reports what you are performing in the automation. Same like that we have a some to perform the cross platform you can get the accurate reports. That too not only all free, there only limited editions 50-50 chances by giving the Cypress. So we are working effectively when only single browser base and a single module, multiple difficulties we can't handle in the Cypress, but we are getting the lot of packages in a single command through the command line, which is the using the visual code in the Cypress editor. What is the Cypress strategy? See, developers are developing some framework. They are using top to down approach, bottom to top approach. They are developing some frameworks. So if they are using some dummy stuffs or they are doing the programming, so they are integrated some logic over there. They develop on top of it. So they develop some individual frameworks testing their integration test they can develop. They can put together for the their after that only they are pushing into the testing environment for the developers, especially testers also doing the same strategy how we are following the developer rule, but they're conveyed to into the testing strategy what we are the converting. So but majorly disadvantage this Cypress strategy won't support third parties, but third parties will amount asking for the not the free versions. And experts also may be difficult to find like not easily by the Selenium. There's a major disadvantage for the in especially Cypress. So I'm skipping this slide. Any questions? Let me know. Please comment on this video and please subscribe my channel.